Before the National Assembly went on recess on July 24th, legislators were unable to take action on President Buhari's request that Parliament transfer funds from project to finance the 2019 budget. President Buhari had written to the National Assembly asking that Parliament transfer funds from the project it inserted in the 2018 budget to cover the cost of the 2019 general elections. According to the President, the 2019 election will cost 242.445 billion naira, and he wants the National Assembly to transfer 164.1 billion naira to cover part of the election cost. But the National Assembly hurriedly went on recess 2 days earlier than the scheduled date. This was because of tension in the Senate when the residence of the Deputy Senate President Ike Ekweremadu was cordoned off by security officials who prevented him from leaving his home, as well as reports that security men stopped the convoy of the Senate President, preventing them from leaving the street where the Senate President resides. The Senate President was expected to report to the Police Intelligence Response Team in connection with a bank robbery and murder of 31 persons in Kwara State.
The senators adjourned to the September 25th. Those in favor say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it.
But there have been calls for the National Assembly to reconvene to work on President Buhari's vehement request to fund the 2019 general elections.
With you to ensure.
On August the 8th, the National Assembly leadership and INEC chairman held a meeting over funding the 2019 general elections, which is to cost the country 242 billion naira.
We are very happy with the meeting, and we have been assured that this will be granted expeditious consideration, perhaps as early as next week.
We are agreeing that we will fix a date where we can resume to consider this budget and ensure passage.
Both sides appear to have come to an agreement as regards election funding, going by the comments of the INEC chairman and lawmakers after the meeting. Meanwhile, the Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives has assured that the lower chamber will reconvene next week to consider the budget of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC. He said this while addressing journalists after a closed-door meeting of the APC House of Representatives caucus. He also seized the opportunity to highlight that the National Assembly being on recess was lawful.
Our recess is lawful because this is the time we normally go on long vacation. So that shows that it is not that we ran away from our duties. And it is also important to know that when a budget is made, it's not cast in iron. You either have variaments or supplementary budget proposed by the executive. So the executive has proposed a variament of which INEC has taken a front burner. And so we met yesterday. Some leaders of the National Assembly met yesterday with the INEC chairman. And we have decided, and you are going to hear from us, we are likely to reconvene either Tuesday or Wednesday to specifically consider that request.
Reacting to the siege on the National Assembly by operatives of the DSS, the House Majority Leader described the incident as a rape on democracy.
Stories have been flying left, right, and center. As a caucus, we deliberated this and the facts that were before us. It is unfortunate that today, which is what we would have loved, for our PDP colleagues in the House to be here with us. Reason being, no one, not a single member here, would accept the rape on democracy that we witnessed a few days ago. We remember vividly in 2015 or 2014, when the same thing, or perhaps even worse, happened in the National Assembly. Our PDP members stood with us, and today we would have wished that they were here for us to stand with them shoulder to shoulder. Unfortunately, it appears that this thing has been given the partisan coloration, and that is where we depart. There are certain facts that are undisputable and unassailable. One, that the DSS came into the National Assembly and shut this place down. That's a fact. Two, that there were allegations that APC senators were inside the chambers ostensibly to impeach the Senate president. That's a fact. That's an allegation. Three, that the APC members only were allowed to come into NASS. That was an allegation. And fact, that the DG of the DSS was summarily fired by the presidency. Those are facts. And I think what these facts point to is that we all stand together to defend our democracy. Nobody here would accept what happened a few days ago. But we want to appeal to everybody, particularly to our PDP colleagues, that they should not use this as an opportunity to malign the party or the president. The president, we know for a fact, was not aware of what happened, was not involved, and the moment he heard, he took the right decisions. So we will be calling for a thorough investigation. There are many questions unanswered, many questions, and many have raised those questions. How come the APC senators were not there? How come? There are just so many questions that need to be answered. And for that reason, I believe that we should tarry a while and allow the investigations to be concluded so that we know exactly what happened. We know exactly what happened and who did what, who knew what, and when did they know it.